Welcome back to Bloodline Bikers, and today I'm going to be showing you how you operate the whole system on your Honda Africa Twin. Now this only applies for the 2020 up to 2026 because the older CRF 1000s do not have this screen, so therefore it's not going to apply to any of you from 16 up to 20 if you do not have this screen. So let's get on to this video. I'm going to show you how to operate the menu on your Africa Twin. Right guys, so here it is. This is the menu you're going to be needing to have in order to have this video be useful to you. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the ignition, just like that. And then you're going to see this is now going to boot up. Once this boots up, I'm going to be showing you how to use the system. That can take a minute to do that. So we'll just wait, and then you're going to click enter so the system activates. And you'll be able to see here we've got the tour mode. So we've got tour mode activated. And you can see tour mode is what most people prefer to ride in. It's just standard, bog standard on this. And you can see all your features here. Now you've got the ABS, which is obviously active, rear wheel. You've got your Honda traction control, which is on 4, which the way Honda do it is 7 is the maximum traction control and 1 being the lowest. Now on the wheelie control, we got that on 3. You can obviously turn that down to 1, and if you hold it, it will turn it off just like so. So if we just click that, you can see there, and if we hold it, it will go to 0, and the same for this. We'll just do that and hold it. Again, it's all off. So that's how you get it off, and obviously to put it back on, you just move it back up. It's very same thing. In the corner down here, you've got your power, electronic brake, braking, traction, G mode, and ABS. Now the traction, as you can see, is completely off, and the electronic braking is obviously on. I'll show you how to customize all that. Now the only thing that's actually backwards on this Honda is the power mode. So 1 is the most power, 4 being the less power. Don't ask me why they've done it back to front. I have no idea, but that's how it works on the Honda. Now to switch modes, it's very, very simple. You can either click this up here, and you probably see it will just change it. So you've got urban mode. You can see that's for urban. So for instance, riding around the local roads. You've also got gravel mode. You can switch that to gravel mode as well. So what that does, you can see there, the power's on the lowest, the electronic brake is on the highest, and the traction control is basically fully on or off. I'm not sure if the traction control is fully off to get through the gravel. I don't know why you would have it like that, but anyway. Then if you click again, you've got off-roading. So your power level is on 3. Your traction control is basically off again. Don't know why your traction control would be off for off-road. Doesn't make sense. Click it again. You're into user specific. So this is all your user programs. You can customize this to suit you individually, depending on what you want. So you've got your own user settings. You can always just flip to it, and it's got your settings the way you want to ride. So you don't have to mess about with it, change it, do this, do that, like you do on the tour mode. This will be set constantly for however you want it, and I'll show you how to customize that in a second. You've also got user 2, which the mode's there as well, which this is what someone obviously laid out before I bought it. That's gonna have to be changed. Then you've got back to your tour. Now, if we hold this button down, that will take us into there. Riding information is all your modes. Phone is when obviously your phone's connected, which ain't, because this is my wife's bike, so I ain't got a phone. Media, that'll be for your music, to control your music and everything on the go. Then you've got your settings. You go into settings, you've got function there, and you've got user modes, which this can be customized. So if we click user modes and we click user 1, you can see there, you can change everything on the user menu. So you can slide this up and down. You'll see here, slide it up, slide it down. Same with the engine braking. You can slide it up, slide it down, any way you want. And you've got off-road, on-road. You can just basically customize it however you want. Now, if we go back out of that, it'll be the same thing in user 2. You'll see here. So user 2 is exactly the same thing. That one's just set as well. That was set by, again, probably the previous owner. So that's what your user modes do. You've got your trip. So we click that. You can see there, you can set your miles and whatever else. You've got auto cancel turn signal. So it's got auto canceling indicators, which they'll turn off for you. You don't have to flick the switch or remember to turn them off, they'll turn off exactly for you. Hiss indicator, which is your immobilizer indicator, which goes down here on the system, it's always on. You can turn it off to stop battery drainage. On your display, you've got display mode, you've got your brightness, you can turn the screen brightness up. Bright display mode, I'm pretty sure is just like this. You can customize it. You can put it in black or leave it in white, whatever you feel. You've got brightness on 8. Your background can be black or white, as you can see there, or it can switch, whatever one you want. You got your favorite information, favorite switch, as I've shown you before on the wheelie button. In general, you've got your date and time, units, you can change it from miles per hour to kilometers, volume, language, and restore default settings, which is something I would personally do if you've just bought an Africa Twin, a used one, and it's got all settings from someone else. I'd completely restore it so you can set it up your way. In service, you've got your maintenance, so that'll be for your oil change and everything else. You've got it here, look, you can see here when it's due to be changed and whatnot, and you can reset it. DTCs is diagnostic trouble code, so you can load that up. If you get any fault codes, and you can see what it shows on the system right there on DTC. Initialize will be touchscreen calibration, in case your touchscreen stops working. You can calibrate it on there. See there, it says touchscreen calibration. Service mode, you've got the DRL service mode, so you can put your daytime running lights in service mode. System information, this will just bring up your software version, if your software is up to date, GPS reception status, and so on and so on and so on. And down here, you've got your Bluetooth, so that's to connect your car though. You can see here, phone pairing, headset pairing, just the same like it is on BMW. Connect them both together and be able to use the whole system. Connected services will be your Apple CarPlay, of course, that this has got, wired Apple CarPlay. And regularity will be the licensing of them being able to use Apple CarPlay and so on and so on. They have to have that by law in the system. But that's how simple it is, guys. And you can operate all this from the touchscreen, or you can use the switches like I do to just control everything. Now, obviously, with the Apple CarPlay, when you got it on, you do not use this to move around. You use the arrows up and down to move on to the apps you want and just click enter. It's very, very simple. Use this switch to be able to go back and forwards on the screen. So if you can see there, we're back on tour mode now. If I just hold this switch, it goes back into riding information. And then you just click the enter button right there and it goes back to normal. FM button, I've shown you how that works. You've got your switch here as well, which you can see has got the auto lights system, and you've got the flash to pass as well. So if you flick that up, that puts your beams on. If you flash that, it's flash to pass. And that one is for your auto light, so it's already on the auto lights. You can't change that. You can change it in FN and turn them on and off. They're on auto or not on auto, completely up to you. But there really isn't many settings to really go through on the Africa Twin. Those are the main settings many people need to know how to use. If you've got a DCT, you'll have the G mode, which the G mode is just to lock the two clutches together to give you maximum control over the rear wheel in dirt or off-roading. Manuals don't have that. But the rest of the things the manuals do have, you've got to bear that in mind. So a lot of people will say that the screens are different on the manual and the DCT. They're really not. The manual and DCT are completely the same. The only difference is they don't have the G mode. Apart from that, manual and DCT will have exactly the same screen, same menu, same everything. There is nothing different from them. And if people don't know that, they really need to go and test ride them both to see that both menus are exactly the same. So as you've seen there, guys, I've now shown you how to operate the menu on your Honda Africa Twin. As I said, there is no difference between manual or DCT. The menus will always be the same. You'll always get Apple CarPlay. Everything will be spec'd the same, apart from transmission difference. That's all it will be. And with the DCT, you get that G mode, which is why so many people opted for the DCT, because the dealers would push them saying about the G mode, which you don't have in a manual. And that's why so many people went for it. And the G mode is absolutely fantastic, especially because I have a gravel path, even to get out a very long gravel path. It's about 800 foot that I've got to drive up gravel and then onto gravel my driveway. And the G mode is absolutely fantastic for that. Really, really good, especially when you don't want the wheels to slip out or anything like that. The G mode works wonderfully. I couldn't be more grateful for having a DCT, especially when I want to get out of it, because without it on, the back wheel slides out everywhere. It's uncontrollable, but the G mode makes it effortless to be able to get out of it with no problems. So I hope many of you have enjoyed this video, And if you have enjoyed this video, please go and see all our other videos. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much, and goodbye.